Do you guys think that there can be a balance between modest and sexy clothing? And if so, how is that? Because I think now what is being portrayed on social media, it's either you're super sexy, you're super out there, you're so proud of your body, or you're super modest, you're so conservative that you have shame for your body, you're not proud of it. Do you guys think that there's a balance to it? And if so, how is that going to be achieved? Welcome to Adulting with Joyce Pring. Watch the full video of this episode on my channel, www.youtube.com/JoycePringTV. And if you want to level up your adulting game, check out joycepring.com/collections for my digital products and courses.
I think if you talk about balance, parang I think it makes me like gear towards more of doing what is comfortable for you. I think that's
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. That's the balance
concur.
that you
Amen.
should seek for. I mean, if you really want to dress sexy, but you're actually very introverted, do you cover up more because ayaw mo na attention, pero you're also fighting with yourself because you want to express yourself through sexy clothing? Or ako, parang ayokong ma-perceive na I'm a prude or whatever. So do I not dress this way? Do I, wear super short shorts na hindi naman ako comfortable wearing? So
Yeah.
I think the balance is finding what you're comfortable with, but also consider where you're going. If you're going to be a guest somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's definitely
Yeah.
ditto.
I concur.
That's it.
We're done.
Yeah, definitely there can be a balance. It's you don't have to dress in a singular, this is the only way you can dress, that's it forever, amen. Diba? We're not
Yeah.
cartoon characters.
Correct.
We can change the way we even style ourselves from like, I wasn't dressing the same way as I did like 15 years
True,
ago, right?
true.
So I can still change the way I dress eventually, but I know for a fact that I always want to feel sexy. So how that will come out that's what'll change lang. Before when I was a teenager, I used to love wearing like fishnet stockings and like thigh-high boots.
Yeah.
So, it's different
Which is
for me.
uso now, ah.
It is.
Yeah. You can bring those back.
I know.
Fashion is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now I want to wear kind of like a loose, kind of baggy, like mom jeans up to my waist with like a small top and like white,
Yeah.
sneakers.
And that's
That's
still
sexy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so cliche to say, right? But sexy is a feeling.
Yeah.
Sexy is a feeling. Like I can be butt naked and not feel sexy.
But when you put on that top,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah. Like I'm already thinking like, turtleneck na sleeveless
I love
na
turtlenecks.
bodycon.
Yeah.
Bagay sa'yo. All the way until here.
yeah.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Yes, actually,
Diba?
that's why my definition is whatever brings attention to your curves. Kasi, yun nga parang you have a Kim Kardashian, she can be completely covered. But
Yeah.
because of the shape of her body, and if it's a bodycon dress, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Tatingin ka
Super
talaga.
sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if she's not showing any skin, it's not even about showing skin.
Yeah.
Just the dress.
Thank you for saying that. It's so
Yeah.
frustrating for me also sometimes because like my chest is a little bit on the bigger side, not as big as a lot of others.
blessing.
It's my blessings.
Mahirap tumakbo.
And then,
My problem.
and then my mom, hi mom, she's like,
Hi, tita.
can you change that? Kasi you're like, you gave these to me. What am I supposed to do with these?
Right.
And it's frustrating sometimes because I don't even mean to dress sexy. That's not my intention for the day or whatever.
Yeah.
And people pala are just like, oh my God, what a floozy.
Great point. Actually, medyo correlated yung sinabi niyo parehas because you can take the same piece of clothing and make two different body types wear
super
it.
agree.
Diba?
Super.
And it's gonna look so different.
That actually happened to me. I was at a designer's, and then she had this really another low cut gown, and then when I put it on, she was like, "Oh wow, that's nice," ganyan. And then she's like, "Kasi 2 weeks ago, this other artist who was more curvy than me, she wore it and it did not look appropriate for the event that it was supposed to be for."
Yeah.
So they ended up going with a different dress. So it's the same dress, the same size and everything, but different looks because of our body types.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yun
the intention
talaga.
comes off differently.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to consider maybe. Like just because you see someone dress, parang, nagpapasexy ba to?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if my sister wore this is already like up here na nga,
Yeah.
diba?
Yeah.
If my sister wore this with this one,
Normal length lang siya.
oh, it's just gonna look sporty.
If I wore that.
It's gonna look sporty lang.
Yeah.
Because my thighs are big,
Yeah.
it's a little...
So much muscle.
Yeah.
So it's another thing to consider maybe like when we look at someone and have certain feelings
Yeah.
of like judgment or like, oh, this person's probably a prude or this person is probably looking for like male validation.
Yeah.
Is that what they're really doing? Is that how they really are?
The thing
Or is that just
we
what
don't
you-
know.
Yeah.
We don't know. But we also have to, ako lang parang you also have to accept na we also make initial opinions. It's normal for a
Yeah.
person to have an opinion. Like
Yeah.
when somebody in a really tight bodycon dress in the church comes in, I'm gonna say, why is she wearing that?
Why?
I mean, I don't think she's a bad person, but I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah, it's like,
where
I
are you
wonder.
coming from?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not usually the dress. And I also have to say that yung culture natin, there are, I mean, I have walked down the street. I used to commute a lot before showbiz. And when we were modeling to get to the location, to the VTR or whatever, you'd commute. So I would commute in my parang VTR clothes. So it's tight jeans and tank top that I'd put a jacket over. But yung jeans ko masikip.
Yeah.
And I'm completely covered. But I remember walking past like some mga workers. And they would look. Maybe also because of my face. But yeah, very, very form-fitting yung suot ko, except for the jacket. So I think it's part of culture. Men are very visual. I'm not saying that they're bad people, but some would look, even if you're dressed modestly. So it really, it's also not an issue of nagpapasexy siya para gusto niya ng attention. Sometimes the people looking will give you the attention because
No matter what.
that's how they're built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a
we
difficult
used to
thing.
work in the same building, and I used to commute to Paragon every day from Parañaque, from Sukat, and
How was that like?
traumatic.
I was
Traumatic.
gonna say, yeah.
And what would happen is, kunwari, if I have like a guest coming, I have to interview them. I would dress nicely, you know, because you never know who. It was a radio station, kasi, so you
Yeah,
never know
yeah.
who would like come to the
Right,
station.
right.
I would have to have commute clothes.
I'm the same. I have commute clothes.
Diba? And even
You
then,
will see my commute clothes later.
Yeah.
diba? It's like for safety.
Yeah.
It sucks that it has to be that way, but sometimes, you know, like, but then even in my commute clothes, trigger warning, even in my commute clothes and the
Meron
MRT, I
din.
was already groped.
Oh, wow.
I'm
you
so
know,
sorry to hear that.
Thank
Oh,
you. So it doesn't even matter sometimes, diba? Because it's, you know, that's why me personally, I will dress how I want to dress because I learned many times actually that even if I try to dress conservatively for my protection, because that's what people always say, diba? Parang, if you don't want that kind of attention, don't dress like that.
Yeah, when people have ill intention, no matter what you're dressed up as or how
Yeah.
you're dressed
Yeah.
up, they have ill intention.
Yeah. So, you work out na lang.
To protect yourself.
May naalala akong story. Kasi parang, I remember there's this guy. He's this guy, nag-ano siya, nagta-taekwondo or nag-karate siya or something. And he likes MMA and stuff like that. Parang, he's like, even though I can fight for myself, parang I'm not gonna go to this certain place na alam ko maraming hold-upper, maraming snatcher. I'm not gonna walk there alone at night.
Yeah.
So it's like, on the one hand, yes, people do have, it does suck that people judge. But on the other hand, you can also take responsibility then and do your part to protect yourself.
Balance.
Kasi,
Yeah.
ganun talaga eh. You can't control what other people will think of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's super balanced. I like both points.
That
that's it for this episode of Adulting with Joyce Pring. If you liked this podcast, please don't forget to use the hashtag Adulting with Joyce Pring and also check out www.joycepring.com for the show notes and tag me on social media with you know it at Joyce Pring. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Paalam!